to talk to, the person I want to talk to today is the other you, the deeper you. We might call it, some people call it the higher self, the deeper self, the ultimate truth, the inner being. What are some other words that you know for?
God.
Yeah, I like that word. The God self, the big self, the self with the S, with the big S.
Spirit.
Spirit, good. Yeah. Yeah, you could call it that. There's, have any of you guys, would you kids like to come up and sit up in front? That would really help me a lot.
Sure.
Okay. Then I don't have to keep running back there to talk to you guys, because we can leave the rest of the adults here. They can stay and listen if they like. I'm going to talk to you guys. Okay, so I liked what you came up with, the alter ego. That was a good name. Anybody else have another name?
Zen.
Okay, good. Yeah. Soul. I love that word. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What? You want to sit there?
You just said hi to Nana.
Oh, she's saying hi to Nana. Okay. So, I love that song, guys. That was the perfect introduction. Get ready, my soul. Are you ready? Ready. Because what we're going to do today, what I want to share with you, and I'm so grateful for the invitation to come and speak with you and be with you. What I want to share with you is something very, very exciting. And I'm going to invite you to join me in it. But first of all, we have to identify which you is going to join me. And so we're going to look a little bit more at this, whatever you guys called it, inner self, all of those things, things. God. Okay, we like that better. I'm so smart. My granddaughter's taught me how to use an iPad. So. Anyway, I know you all. There's Dan Millman. Have you ever heard of Dan Millman? Yes. He's The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Have you ever seen that film? No. Oh, get your parents to borrow it sometime. It is a wonderful film. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. I love it. He's written a couple of children's books, which you might be great Christmas presents. So he refers to the selves, the three selves. This is an old Huna scripture called, don't know the scripture. Have you ever heard of Ho'oponopono?
Yes.
Yes, this Hawaiian concept. Well, it comes from the ancient Hawaiians. These are Hawaiian people way long time ago. And they came up with this idea that there's three selves, right? So they say there's the conscious mind, and that's the part of you that I just talked to. You told me your names, who you are, right? Right. So that's you, the part of you which you know, and you call I. So tell me an I statement. I love dogs. Good. You don't got one.
That's a nice statement. I don't have one.
I don't got one. I don't have a statement today. I am one. Good. I love my mom. I am. Tell me your name. You don't know. Here I am. This little guy. What's your name?
Crimson.
Crimson. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Crimson. You have an I statement too. Good. All right. So, Dan, the Hunas say that there's this conscious mind, this part of you which you know and call I. Then the unconscious mind is the part of you that runs your body. Did you tell your heart to beat this morning?
No.
No, okay.
It just does it by itself.
It does it by itself, yeah. So there's he says there's an unconscious mind in there running your heart and your lungs.
It's called a brain.
Oh, a brain? Yeah, that's running too. And then there's the third place, the third self, which you named so beautifully, the soul, the self, the higher self.
The God.
Or God.
Of yourself.
All right. So, this idea of many different selves is very, very old. It goes way back to the Vedantas, way before there's any history at all, way before people knew how to write or read or any of those things. They knew that they called them five selves. Five selves. They said there's the physical body, there's the subtle body, there's another body of emotions, of chakras, energy. And then there's a third body, the mental body. That's the body that thinks. That's the body you need to have when you go to school right? When you go to school in the morning, you need your mental body. You don't go to school. When you study, when you read, do you stay at home in school? You homeschool or what? Yeah, okay. So you need sometimes to use your mental body, right? Your thinking body. And then, you know what what the Vedantas call another body? The supramental. Think of that word. Mental, supramental. And do you know that supramental is really powerful? Very powerful. And then there's an even fifth body, according to the Vedantas, the bliss body, or the ground of being. The bliss body. Can you imagine? Just blissful up there. So, whatever you call it, many different people call it many different things. Whatever you call it, it doesn't really matter, but it exists. And we can even go to the quantum physicists. And I've been studying a lot of quantum physics recently, and I did a workshop on quantum healing, just because I was curious about it. And they have 5 bodies as well. And they call them something very similar to the Vedantas. And so what we know now is that the more the scientists are studying, the more science you know in school. Do you take science? Yeah. You do? Mm-hmm. The more science you study, the more you learn about how the human body works, how machines work, how the world works.
In life science, learning about the cells.
The cells, yeah. Oh, I want to get to know you because I studied life sciences when I was in school. I always wanted to know more about life. I thought it was so fascinating, right? So I think life sciences are brilliant, so enjoy that. And in fact, I liked it so much, I went on and studied it in university, and I taught it in high school, biology, the science of life, because it's fascinating. So the more we learn in science, the more we realize that the Vedantas, which were written before history began, way back, are the same thing that the scientists are discovering now. It's very, very similar. And what we are all knowing is that this self, that higher self, or whatever you call it, whatever you're aware of it, this is where your true power lies. This is where your power is. Your power is there. And as you access it, as you get together with it, you allow it to rule in your lives. You allow it to be the power that takes you into your life. So we know that, let's see if I can make this machine work here. This is a quote by Diane Williamson. It's been used by many, many people. People have thought that it belonged to somebody else. But in actual fact, as far as I can do, all the research I've been able to do, it actually was Diane Williamson who said it the very first time. So let's read it together. You want to read the first sentence, anybody?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, great.
Our deepest fears is not that we are independent.
Inadequate is the word.
Inadequate.
Yeah, not enough. It means not enough, okay? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We are powerful beyond measure. It is our light. You want to read the rest? It is our light.
It's our light, not our darkness.
Brightens us. What do you think about that? Huh?
Basically, sometimes people go on the light, and sometimes people have to do the dark.
Right.
So it's basically saying,
Right. That's true. She said, I don't know if you could hear her, but what she said was, sometimes you don't want to experience something new, right? You don't want to move into a new area and try something else because it's kind of scary, right? And then you be in the light. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are so powerful beyond measure. So we ask ourselves, do you sometimes do that?
yeah,
Do you ask yourself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Who am I to be all those things?
me.
Actually, you are, right? Who are you not to be? You are A child of God. And what she means by the child of God is that that's the other self of you, right? The divine self, that part of you that is created by the source energy itself. It is the alpha and omega. It is everything. And it has to be. It has to be that because you were created by that.
Sometimes people say the divine soul,
Right? The divine soul or the divine God. Remember, we talked about, there's lots of different ways to talk about that self. But she's talking about, when she talks about who you are, to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous, because you are made by the creative source. That's who you are. That's your true nature. That's your deepest. And that's where we're going deep. In your song that Diane was saying, what was the word? Deeper, deeper,
sacred source.
To your sacred source. Yeah, right. So your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. And that's why I love having you guys up front. You're not afraid to shine, are you? Sometimes. You're not. No, I don't. We're all meant to shine. We were born to manifest. We were born. That's the glory of God within us. We are born to be powerful. We are created that way. That's who we are. That's our inner nature. And we're going to claim it today.
Yes.
Yes. So, it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we are unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. That's a beautiful statement, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to remember that. Remember that. So, let's go deep. What's the next quote? This is a quote by Wayne Dyer, the late Wayne Dyer, who was a great mentor in my life. Many of my friends gave me his books, but there was one special one that was talked about, the Prayer of St. Francis, that was the book that I used so much often. So let's look at this one, guys. Can you reading this one? The shift. This has to be a shift. What I'm asking you today is to shift, move, right? See yourself as an infinite spiritual being. You are a spiritual being, right? That's your true nature. You're having this human experience, right? You're having this human experience. What?
That is a human being having
Yeah, we're spiritual beings having a human experience rather than the opposite. We're not humans having a spiritual experience. That's what he says. What do you think?
occasional.
Are you a spiritual being having a human experience or a human having a spiritual experience? Absolutely. Great.
Both, actually.
Both? Okay.
Because you can go either way if you want.
You can focus on your spiritual, on your
Sometimes
human.
you're just human and you're going through spiritual life, and then you're going through human life.
Yeah. Okay.
My mother sometimes says that it's like a bug with an exoskeleton. Our soul is who we are, and our bodies are exoskeletons.
Very good. I like that analogy, that metaphor. Right. I don't know if you heard that, but I'll repeat it.
Sounds like something I would have said.
You didn't know you said that,
I
right?
don't remember mommy saying that.
That's okay. We won't hold her to it. But that's a great picture. Can you think of, it's sort of like, you have this exoskeleton, this sort of hard shell, like a lobster does, right? Or an arthropods have these hard shells outside. So but inside there's something else.
I
That's a good
think
one.
of myself as an octopus.
Oh, okay. All right. So what Wayne Dyer says is, he said, sometimes if you're afraid to be yourself, to be that spiritual self, I urge you to look at those fears, face them directly, right now, and the result will be a permanent connection to the abundance and receptivity of the universal source that intends all of its creation into form. That's a kind of complicated statement. We're going to move on from that into the next one and see what Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. This, and you will know this, those of you who are taking science will know this. Do you know, I'm going to ask you a question now, okay? Are you listening? Listening to this question. Have you ever gone in, do you have laboratories when you do science? Do you go
Yes.
into the lab? Do you look in microscopes?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I do.
You do. Have you ever taken a lens? Do you know what a lens is? You know what a lens is? Everybody, adults, do you know what a lens is?
It's the two pieces of glass, and then you put something in it, and then put it under the microscope.
Right. And what happens?
Bigger.
Gets bigger, so you can see it. It's a lens. Okay. So there is, when I was a kid, what I used to love to do was to get a lens and put it under the sun, and the sunlight of the lens would focus and it would burn a hole in paper. If you've never done that, maybe you want to try it sometime. Ask your science teacher. So, let's look at the quote. We are the lensing of God's stuff on earth. Now, take that picture that I told you about the lens, the sun coming down, burning a hole in the paper, okay? All that God stuff, all that perfection, all that soul, all that things you talked about is you. And when that is focused into you, into each one of us here, it's, yeah, and you're powerful. That's the thing. You have all this power. So, Jean Houston wrote this, and she wrote the preface right in the book that we use, this book right here. It's right here. So. This is the basic teaching that all of us have studied to understand how the world works. It's called The Science of Mind. And she wrote the foreword right here. And what she said was, we are the lensing of God's stuff on earth, the focalization of eternity in time. Consciously or unconsciously, we direct the flow of universal mind into form. Okay? That's what she said. This is what we do. In homier terms, the cosmic engine is started, but men and women guide it with their own life, with your life, and 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 yours, and everyone in this room. Okay? So, you are the lensing of God's stuff. You are the higher self. You are the one whose energy is focused in this spiritual being, in this person, and gives you all of this power. So why am I talking about all this?
To give us a meeting.
Because I'm going to invite you to join with me and some other people in using that power. I've sort of lost something. Was there? Who's this guy? Oh, yeah.
Like setting in a shirt, apparently. Just gotta stretch that out until it rips.
There's another quote I want to share with you here. By Ernest Holmes, actually, in the book. And what he says is that it's easy to discredit ourselves, to indulge in criticism, to walk through life thinking that we are unimportant. But we forget one thing. God never makes a mistake. So if you've ever had a moment where you think you're not important or you're not valued, you are. God never makes a mistake. Infinite mind can only create people with value. Not one of us is unimportant. In fact, not only are we not unimportant, we are necessary. Each one of you is necessary. The creative power of the universe could not work unless it worked through you. We may not be important to men, but we are necessary to God, to that creative power. So, what I'm going to invite you to do today is to reflect on that, to realize that, to recognize that, and then join me in a project. How many of you watch the news? Do you watch the news? Sometimes,
Never.
never. I very rarely do either. But I know that on the news there's a lot of things out there about unpeace, no peace, right? People who are suffering. There's all these things going on out there. And do many of us feel kind of powerless, right? We feel like there's not a lot I can do about this. There's not a lot I can make a difference or make a change. I'm just one person. Well, I'm here to ask you and invite you today to let that idea go. To remind you of your power and know that each one of you can make a difference. You can bring about peace. You can be part of the solution to the problem that we have in the world today. And what I'm doing, I started a Center for Peace in Geneva, Switzerland. I've been there for about 8 years now. And we're having an event next summer. I've invited all of you to come. We have one every summer where we come together and we actually do this work for peace. We're called the Global Services Heart of Peace Project. And you are invited. I'm here to invite you today to join this initiative. And it's based on this idea that we are one. We're one with everyone here. We're one with life. We're one with the creative source. And that peace is the quality of being of that life. And when we went in meditation this morning, we found that inner peace. And look where he's gone. Got some peace in there, guy? Nice and quiet? Sometimes we need to do that. I sometimes feel like doing that myself. So, we are knowing that this peace, this one life, this consciousness, this energy of peace is present in each one of you. And the way we can make a difference in the world is simply by recognizing that, coming into that place where we feel that and know that, and we raise the consciousness of the planet. We absolutely do. It's proven. There's an initiative going on right now called the Group of Power of 8. 8 people come together and they pray for peace. They don't pray for peace. They don't say, please let there be peace. They find their own peace, their own energy of peace. And then they take that energy of peace and make that, and raise their consciousness. And then this raises the consciousness of the planet. And it is working. We have evidence, scientific evidence, that it's actually more peace now than has been before. So what I'm inviting you to do, I'll leave these at the end of out here. And if you're interested in joining this initiative, it's really easy. It's really easy. All you have to do is form a little group. And all the details and directions are here, how you participate. And you can do this, guys, in your school. You can do it with here, you can do it in your school. Form a little group. All the details are here, how to do that. And there's even a Facebook page, and there's a website, and all of that. I'm not going to go into that right here. There's an actual sample of what you do when you get together. And there's one thing I want to call your attention to, and that is this, on the back page, there's an important announcement. There's going to be a 10-minute collective meditation for peace on Monday, November 5th. Why is that?
The day before.
Yeah, exactly. The day before our election day. Where there seems to be so much division and so much separateness, we're bringing together a 10-minute collective meditation for peace. And the day before the elections, we are coming together in a beautiful peace meditation to open the consciousness of the United States and the world to the highest and best expression of peace. A world that works for everyone. So all you have to do is get on the Zoom call, or you can do it from your computer, from your phone, or there's a telephone number you can dial in. Again, it's here. If you'd like to join in with that, do log in on for 10 minutes and join this World Meditation for Peace to bring peace to this country as well as to the planet. So there's a double advantage, isn't there, to this? We can make a difference in the world. Do you ever have instances in school where things aren't so peaceful?
People are trying to hit you.
Yeah, people are trying to hit you or stuff. Maybe. I hope not. But there are instances where you are in a situation where there's not a lot of peace. it seems like it's hectic or chaotic or whatever. Or there may be moments in your own life when you feel that. No? Do you have moments in your life where you feel it's not very peaceful? Moments in your own experience of facing your everyday challenges, looking at your bank account, looking at the bills, looking at your health, coming out of the doctor, whatever. There are instances in our life where we don't perceive, we don't see that wholeness, that abundance, that God quality that we know we have the power to achieve. We don't see it. It's not visible to us. It seems to be absent. And through this process of moving yourself into a place of inner peace, you can make that change. You have that power within you. Each one has that power. So in school, if you see something going on that doesn't seem very peaceful, you can simply stop and go into yourself and connect with that powerful being you were talking about before and say, I see peace right here. I see peace right here. And this will help to change that. Do you believe that?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you all believe it?
Yes.
Right. So if you believe that, you can change the world and you can change yourself. And you can have a life of inner peace, of abundance, of prosperity. You can change your life and you can help. By doing that, you can effect change in the consciousness of the race and the consciousness of the world. Wow! You are powerful beyond measure. Amazing, right? Well, if you believe it, I encourage you to join us. I encourage you to create a group here. It doesn't have to be the minister or any of these lovely people who do all the work around here. It doesn't have to be that person who brings together a group of 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 and meets regularly, simply to move into that inner peace. Doesn't have to, anyone can do it. So I'm opening that up to you. I'm inviting you to participate, to join me in this initiative. There are groups all over the world, meeting all the time. We have about 50 groups now, from Australia right around the planet, and it is changing the world and making a difference. What I'd like to do now is to actually experience that. Would you join me in experiencing that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so just get comfortable in your seats. What? Oh, that would be nice. After I'm finished? Would that be okay? Okay. Right now, I'd like to invite you to just enjoy a moment of inner peace. Just take that with you when you leave here today, okay? And share it out. It is when we are in service to this truth, to this teaching, to this awareness of our higher self, that we can exercise that power. So we're going to move into a short meditation for peace right now, in awareness. Excuse me. Sorry. This was mine, right? All right, just get comfortable in your seats. Just allow your legs to be uncrossed and your arms to be uncrossed, and just relaxing in that space. Feet are firmly on the ground. Let your eyes close, maybe your hands resting gently somewhere on your lap. And you come with me, okay? Can you guys come with me? Just in your mind's eye, just sitting right there, okay? And just relax and just close your eyes. And can you just take a deep breath? Just breathe right now. And allow that breath to go deep. Breathe. Can you observe your breath going right down into your heart space, where your heart is? Right down in there. Just breathing into that space. Don't you begin to feel peaceful already? So we just acknowledge that space of inner peace. Breathing in and breathing out. And knowing that there is that one life. The power of the energy of that creative power of the universe that is my power right now. And I allow that power to bring me into a space of knowing and awareness of peace. All is well. perfect. All is love. And I am loving that. I am feeling really good. And that peace just centers into my body. And then I know that this energy of peace is powerful beyond measure. This is where my power resonates and comes through. My power to be a force for good in this place of Ocala, in this place of the United States, and in this planet of the earth. Because I know that peace is our true nature. Peace is who I am. I am peace. And in moments when I feel that everything is falling apart around me, I can always go back here to this place of peace. And so, I give thanks. I just say, thank you. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I say thank you. And I release it now and know that it's so. Okay? And so it is. Thank you very much.